Hi, and welcome to the Bible Tribe. Word of the Day. I'm Denise Pass with Seeing Deep Ministries, where we see deep in a shallow world and overcome the battles of the mind with the Word of God. When we suffer distress in our lives because of enemies, our breakthrough will not come from our enemies, but from God, who is able to change hearts. Reading today in the book of 1 Samuel 26 through 31, and the verse of the day is 1 Samuel 26, verse 24. Therefore, behold, just as your life was highly valued in my sight this day, so may my life be highly valued in the sight of the Lord, and may he rescue me from all distress. The word of the day is distress. It is the Hebrew word tsaw-raw. This word means a female rival, adversary, adversity, affliction, anguish, distress, tribulation, or trouble. David has just spared Saul's life again, and the verse of the day is an appeal for Saul to cut it out. David wanted Saul to see how David had valued Saul's life and to stop seeing David as an enemy. Have you ever had someone who just believed the absolute worst in you? They're hot on your trail to persecute you, gossip about you. Essentially, they are the haters in your life, right? This was what David endured for 15 years from Saul. Jealousy was at the root of that hatred and can often be at the root of those who despise us too. Reading our verse of the day in a little bit more context, starting in verse 21, it says, Then Saul said, I have sinned. Return, my son David, for I will no more do you harm, because my life was precious in your eyes this day. Behold, I have acted foolishly and have made a great mistake. And David answered and said, Here is the spear, O king. Let one of the young men come over and take it. The Lord rewards every man for his righteousness and his faithfulness. For the Lord gave you into my hand today, and I would not put out my hand against the Lord's anointed. Behold, as your life was precious this day in my sight, so may my life be precious in the sight of the Lord, and may he deliver me out of all tribulation. Then Saul said to David, Blessed be you, my son David. You will do many things and will succeed in them. So David went his way, and Saul returned to his palace. How we treat our enemies could help them to stop their mad pursuit of us. David did not respond in like manner. He did not sugarcoat the distress that Saul put him through either. This verse of the day speaks to me about people in abusive relationships. We do not and should not remain in abusive relationships. And honestly, abusive people do not easily change or see what they are doing to the people around them. We need to be wise in our dealings with people who intend us harm. Notice that although David had breakthrough with Saul by valuing Saul, David and Saul still parted company. Saul could not be trusted. So David responded to the distress by still doing what was right. Jesus encourages us to do the same in Matthew 5, verses 44 through 45. But I say, love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you. In that way you will be acting as true children of your Father in heaven. For he gives his sunlight to both the evil and the good, and he sends rain on the just and the unjust alike. We don't have to respond in the same manner in which we are treated. Don't allow the distress in your life that comes from abusive people to cause you to feel trapped and unable to rise above that distress. Go with God and his precious word, friends. Join us tomorrow in the book of Jeremiah.